Hello everyone, welcome to our discussion on multiple alleles. In this session, we are going to discuss about the routine blood testing, how the routine blood testing is done, and about the rare phenotype, which is called as the Bombay phenotype. So, this is a diagram which depicts how a routine blood grouping test is done. So, in blood grouping test, uh, what you can see is that the bottles which is shown on top is so these bottles which are shown on top is the antibodies or the manufactured antibodies which are being used for blood grouping. So you can see that this is the blue colored bottle is the anti-A serum. You have the anti-B serum, and in normal or in routine testing, you will have one more bottle for RH. To check whether the blood group is RH positive or not, but in this case, they have given only for to analyze about the A and B, how A and B blood groups are being identified using these pre-made anti-serum. So these are the anti-serum, or this is the anti-A, and this one is anti-B. So what happens is if you add this particular solution of anti-sera into an into a blood which contains antigen A, what happens is there will be clumping or coagulation. Okay, so that is how clumping or coagulation can be identified by identified in a routine test is given here. So you can see that this is untreated blood, where in untreated blood you do not put the antisera, and hence you do not see any type of clumping or coagulation on this. But when you add, so this is now being identified as A, B, AB, and O. So we'll see how. So we know that in blood group A, you have the antigens for A and antibody of B. So if you add antiserum or anti-A antibody into such a blood, you can see that in this particular region, you can see the clumping when you add the antibody for antigen A. If you add to this particular blood, but this does not have the B antigen as a result, if you add antibody of B, there is no clumping because antigen is absent. As a result, antigen antibody reaction does not occur, and there is no hemolysis, there is no clumping of RBC, etc. So next is for a B blood group, the same thing. In untreated, you do not see a change because you are not adding anything in the untreated one. In the blood group B, if you add anti-A, because there is no A antigen, there is no clumping. And because you have antigen B in this, antibody B or our anti-B serum, which is the antibody that will react to the B antigen, and that will give you the RBC clumping or RBC lysis, and that can be shown, or that will be uh, visible like this. In AB, as we said, in AB blood group, you are having both the antibodies. So, if you are seeing a blood in two of the drops of blood, if you are seeing clumping, you can assume that, or you can predict that this particular there is clumping in A and antibody, as well as clumping when you added B antibody. As a result, in this particular blood, both A and B antigens are present. As a result, the blood group is B. And if there is no clumping, if you are adding if you add both the antibodies, you added antisera A and antisera B, and you do not see any type of clumping or coagulation like this, it can be presumed that they do not have any antigen in their blood, and the group will be O. So O blood group you will have like this because they do not have antigens, they do not have any type of antigen in the blood. As a result, if you add both the antibodies, there will not be any clumping or coagulation like this. So this is how the routine blood grouping test is done in normal laboratories. And as I said, in normal cases there will be one more bottle for RH, which is usually represented as the antibody. So what happens is you take one more drop of blood, add this particular D uh, antibody, and if there is a coagulation like this, So in the third drop, or in this case, in the fourth drop, if you have the coagulation or clumping in this, you can assume that the blood is Rh positive, and if there is no clumping or coagulation, the blood group will be Rh negative. So this is how the blood grouping test is done routinely. What is to be noted here is that in this blood grouping test, you are adding the antisera, which means you are adding antibodies. You have three types of antibodies in routine blood grouping test. For determine the blood group, you have antibody of A, which is called as antisera A, antisera B, and antisera D. Antisera D is for Rh blood grouping or Rh typing, to know whether the blood group is Rh positive or Rh negative. So now we are moving on to the next section, which is the rare phenotype, which is called as the Bombay phenotype. So Bombay phenotype is a rare blood group, and the name Bombay phenotype because it was first discovered in Bombay, and hence the name. The H antigen actually, what is their what happens, or what is their uh, feature is that the phenotype was that the H antigen is deficient in them. That means the H antigen, as you can see in this particular diagram. So we said that you have an H antigen which is being synthesized, and to the H antigen, the last step, a fucose is being added, and after the addition of the fucose, the terminal sugars. So this is a complete H antigen. After the addition of fucose, you have either an acetyl galactosamine to have an A blood group, and the addition of galactose, you have B blood group. If you have both, you are having the AB blood group. If you have both this A and B antigen on the RBC, you will have the blood group which is called as AB. In O, you can see that the H substance, you have a complete H substance. That means the last step is also done, which is the addition of fucose. So now we'll see this particular thing, which is called as a Bombay type of blood group. In Bombay type of blood group, you can see that the H substance actually, you call it as an H antigen deficiency. It is not the complete H substance deficiency. H antigen deficiency in the sense that you have the H substance, but being the H substance, the gene for the H substance is recessive here. The last step of the completion of H substance formation, that is the addition of fucose, does not take place. Because fucose is not added, the H substance, you can say that the H antigen is not complete. Okay, the terminal residue is not being added because that enzyme is absent. The enzyme which adds fucose to this particular, the rest of the oligosaccharide is deficient because the individuals uh, are having a recessive allele for the H substance. As a result, an incomplete H antigen is present. As a result, you can say them as H antigen deficient. So, incorporation of the H antigen on the RBC is controlled by two alleles, uh, that is capital H and small h, and the alleles are inherited in a normal Mendelian mode. So, both the homozygous dominant as well as the heterozygous individual will have such a complete H substance here, and if they are homozygous recessive, they will not have H substance. They will not have, in the sense, they are having an incomplete H antigen. Incomplete in the sense the last step of formation of H substance is not being done. As a result, in a normal blood grouping procedure, what happens is they will be typed as O. So we saw the normal blood grouping procedure in the last session. So in the normal blood grouping procedure, what happens is the Bombay phenotype cannot be distinguished by this procedure. The Bombay phenotype will be distinguished like this, or will be identified as O, because you are adding antisera A, antisera B. So if you are adding both antisera A and antisera B, what happens is, if you consider this, in this, if you add antisera A, they will clump because they do not have the they do not clump because they do not have the antigen. If you add B also, they do not clump. Okay, and in a normal routine checking, you do not check whether they are having the H substance or not. So what happens is they will be typed as O blood group, and that will create problems when they need some blood transfusion, etc. So it was during such a time of blood transfusion, this was identified as a rare phenotype, uh, and that was identified first in Bombay. So the serum of such individuals contain antibodies that reacted with all the RBCs from normal ABO phenotypes. So a particular girl, she was identified. We'll see the case of that particular girl in the next slide. So what happened in that was she was having some cardiac issues, and in a preliminary clinic, they have identified, or she carried a blood report that she was having O blood group, and she was typed as Rh positive. So RH does not have any much issue in this. The issue is about our H substance and the typing it as O. So her surgery was fixed in that particular hospital, and they called for, because it was a cardiac surgery, they called for the donor blood from the O patients from the blood bank, and in a routine checkup before surgery, whether her blood was matching with the donor's blood, they found that all the blood groups, that means whether it is O blood group, whether it is A, B, or AB, it was incompatible. So every blood. So first they tried with O blood group. Every O blood group was showing coagulation. So first the hospital or the laboratory technicians thought that the report which was brought by the girl from a preliminary or a preliminary clinic might have some mistake, or it might be wrong, and they carried out the testing again, and they found that this particular blood was being coagulated, or it was when you mix the donor's blood with the patient's blood, all the blood group was showing coagulation. And it was then they identified it was not a blood group which is called a O blood group. It is a rare type, and it was the first report of such a type of blood group, which is called as the Bombay phenotype, where the individuals do not have a complete H substance, and as a result, what happens is that these individuals produces an extra antibody in them, which is called as anti-A. Normally, the O blood group patient or blood group individuals have anti-A and anti-B, but these Bombay phenotype individuals have anti-H. It is because they are having this anti-H. Anti-H means it is an antibody against H substance. So in normal blood, or in normal individuals, their blood will have the H substance like A, B, AB, as well as O. O is also having a complete H substance. As a result, they will react, or they will produce clumping or hemolysis for all this type of blood groups. All the normal ABO blood groups will react with this. So, such individuals for blood transfusion, they require blood from Bombay phenotype individuals itself. Otherwise, they cannot take blood from any other blood group, because they're having anti-H in their antibody. If the H substance is present on the RBC, that will result in hemolysis or clumping of RBC and destruction of the RBC. So this is what is called as the Bombay phenotype, and the features of the Bombay phenotype individuals. So this is what I said, the case study. So 11-year-old female patient was admitted to the hospital. So she had some cardiac issues, and she carried a blood report from a nearby preliminary testing were carried out, and she was found to be O blood group with Rh positive. So as the blood group was available, a blood group was available at the center, she was admitted for the surgery, and her blood sample for cross matching arrived at the blood bank, and with the request of 2 units, her blood was carried the report which was O positive. And in the preliminary testing, the matching was initiated, and more than 10 RBC cell units of O positive were found to be incompatible. So, on repetition of the blood group, it was found that the pooled O cells were giving positive agglutination and reverse grouping, and her red blood cells gave no agglutination with anti-H lectin. That means when anti-H were added, that means when antibody for H substance were added, it did not give any clumping. And with that, they confirmed that the patient was having a rare blood group, which is called as the Bombay, and which was named as the Bombay phenotype. Okay, so this is the particular case which was reported first, and another. This is a pedigree chart which shows the inheritance of the Bombay phenotype. So here you can see that a new term which is called as proban. So in this particular diagram is called as a pedigree or a family tree. Pedigree or a family tree is nothing but the representation of a family to know whether there is some to study some genetic diseases or disorders, etc., or the inheritance of a particular gene, etc., in a particular family. A particular chart is called as a pedigree chart. In this, circles usually represent female and squares usually represent males. And you can see a new term which is called as proband, which is shown here. Proband is nothing but this is a particular individual which we personally know, or that is the particular individual under question. So others are being represented by other letters, and this particular individual which we know and what is in our question, what requires an answer, that is called as the proband. So in this particular pedigree, this is the particular female which was typed as O blood group, and the problem with this particular female was that she was married with a man who was having an A blood group, which was heterozygous for A blood group, and they had three children who was typed as AB blood group, A blood group, and so this A will be heterozygous. So they had heterozygous for A, heterozygous for B, and also AB blood group children. So the question was, from where this IB allele arose in this particular children? So because she was typed with O blood group, her husband was typed with A blood group, which was heterozygous, and in such cases, she was actually typed, or her blood group was diagnosed to be O blood group, or it was proved to be O blood group. As a result, how a B allele came to the family. So the question was whether she had a relationship with other individuals or not, and the case was resolved in such a case that, or such a manner that, the blood group was again identified several times, and it was found that this particular female, uh, or these particular all the children belong to this particular individual. There was no issues of some parental issues or something like that, and the issue was her blood was typed wrong. Actually, this female, her blood group was not O blood group. She was having an Bombay phenotype. So she was having a Bombay phenotype because she inherited, her parents was heterozygous for the H substance. Okay, capital H small h and capital H small h. They were heterozygous for the H substance, and she inherited both the recessive allele. What happened is that actually her blood group alleles which is present in her genes is IAIB. So she should be actually AB blood group. But what happened is that even though the alleles was present in her gene, these alleles were incapable of adding the antigen because the H substance was absent. Because the H substance was absent, the alleles could not add that to the H substance, it could not be added to the H substance, and she was typed as O. Her husband can either be uh, like this, that means HH, or he can be heterozygous. So whatever be, because all her children has inherited the H substance, it can be the children can also have the children usually might be, because one H will be inherited from her. As a result, all the children will be having capital H and small. So H substance was inherited, or the H substance was present on every all the children's RBCs. As a result, whatever allele which was present in her genes, when this is inherited to her children, okay, so when this is inherited to her children, what can happen is that they will be showing that particular allele which has been inherited. So this particular individual, this blood group can be either IA, or okay, this is a possibility for the A blood group individual, so that it has nothing to do with this. I just gave the possibility for that. So this is how some parental issues is resolved. So this is just an example, so that you remember how the Bombay phenotype is being inherited and how that can be identified. So with this, we come to the end of our discussion on multiple alleles. So in multiple alleles, in the first sessions, we discussed about the structural peculiarities of RBC and what is the factors that are contributing to the blood grouping. After that, we discussed about the inheritance pattern of ABO blood group system and the RH, and which was followed by the RH inheritance, and also the consequences of RH. Negative individuals having an RH positive baby, which is erythroblastosis fetalis. And after that, we discussed about the typical or routine blood testing protocol. And at the end, in this particular discussion, we discussed about the special phenotype and its inheritance pattern, etc., of the Bombay phenotype. So, thanks for hearing.